Welcome to the New South Wales Coastal Journal. Let's talk sea turtles. Queensland turtles might have the better PR team, but New South Wales turtles know the secret spots. Research tags like these ones have been placed on sea turtles in New South Wales since the early 1990s. So I went looking for them and asked anyone else if they'd seen them too. And hundreds of people sent me their photos from Eden all the way down in the south, right up to the north of the Tweed coast and Lord Howe Island. In the pane on top here, we've got a Google Earth fly-through with an overlay of confirmed sea turtle sightings across the coastline. The bottom pane is recent footage that's been recently posted to social media. This is a beautiful leatherback sea turtle, one of the rarest turtles we see in New South Wales. Nesting goes back to the mid-1990s in Ballina. We haven't seen leatherbacks nest in New South Wales since then. And as we start moving up the coast, Tathra, Narooma and Batemans Bay, this area is fascinating because we've got warm tropical species sea turtles happily playing in the same habitat with this seal, a cold water species. This photo was snapped by Ray Vran at Barangouba, Montague Island, and this region of the New South Wales coastline is at the southern reaches of the warm East Australian current. Dude. This is the southernmost photo of a healthy hawksbill turtle in its habitat that I have currently on record. It was taken by Fiona Herald at the Tollgate Islands, which is in Batemans Bay, and if you've got a photo that can beat it, let me know. The next point of interest on the coastline is the beautiful Jervis Bay. Lots of eyes on the water there, lots of confirmed sightings, and it looks like there's a cleaning station at the mouth of the bay there, which is a popular spot for turtle watching. And from here on north, we start seeing a lot more greens, loggerheads and hawksbills being reported on the coastline. Now, 10 years ago, I wouldn't have started talking about nesting this far south in New South Wales, but here we are. Each year, we're learning more and more about sea turtle nesting in New South Wales, and in 2023, this green sea turtle nest turned up at Wollongong, and it represents the southernmost sea turtle nest on record. We're not sure if she's been nesting there previously or if that was her first year, but we're dying to find out more about it. I'll tell you more about that later in this post, but let's move along the coastline now. Heading into Sydney, there's heaps of eyes on the water there. Plenty of snorkelers, divers and boat goers on the water, and plenty of turtles being spotted all along the coastline. As we move north of Sydney across the coastline, we start to see these interior lakes and estuaries playing a huge part in turtle activity. Have a look here at Lake Macquarie. There are dots everywhere. Let's keep moving because up at Port Stephens, there's a whole lot of activity going on, and there's even been some satellite tracking going on here, which has been tracking turtles in and around the estuary, which is pretty cool. As we keep moving north across the coastline, we can see some more activity on the beaches. There's an increase in nesting activity and generally more people in the water and more reports and awesome footage like this from Saltwater Tom at Booty Booty National Park. And as you move along the coastline in this region, you'll see this quite commonly. Beautiful sea turtles, greens usually, loggerheads and hawksbills foraging in the shallow rocky reef areas. The loggerheads are usually found in a little bit deeper water, so on a scuba dive usually, but it's the loggerheads and the greens that also nest on these beaches throughout this area. I mentioned earlier, leatherbacks once nested here, and the other species that's seen on the coast here, the hawksbills, they don't nest in New South Wales at all. Quite a few sightings around southwest rocks of loggerheads, greens. There's a popular dive site there called Fish Rock, where there's footage coming out of quite regularly. And if you're living on or visiting the New South Wales coastline, particularly during summer, check out these guys. It's New South Wales Turtle Watch Citizen Science Nesting Program, and they're looking for these kind of tracks on the beaches. You'll usually find them at dawn because they nest overnight and before the tide comes in and washes them away. There's a lot of coastline to cover in New South Wales, and they can only monitor and protect sea turtle nests they know about. Throughout northern New South Wales on the map up at the top, you can see there's long, sandy hook beaches. That's perfect sea turtle nesting habitat. So the turtles will come up there in the night during the summer and nest in the sand dunes along the coastline. Here's some satellite tracks of a sea turtle I released in Byron Bay. It looks like she took a one-way ticket to the Chesterfield Islands, about 2/3 of the way to New Caledonia. There are still so many questions to answer about sea turtles that are in New South Wales. Are they resident? Are they passing through? Have they just come here to nest? But the story doesn't end up here on the border. Breeding female loggerhead turtles from Monrepo in Queensland were satellite tracked and found foraging in the northern rivers too. There's so many more stories to tell, but if you see something cool, tag me in it.